The following portion of Daytime Blue Ridge is sponsored by
Get ready to get down and dirty at the 22nd Annual Marine Mud Run happening in September. And joining me to give us the details on the event is Mike Shepard and Anthony Ferguson. Thank you so much for coming in.
Thanks for having us.
22 years is a long time, so tell me a little bit about the Mud Run.
Well, when it was first started, we didn't really know how well it was going to go, and we were expecting maybe 100, 150 runners. And the first year, I think it was about 400 or 500 that registered, and it just kept growing after that. And over the years, we've had as many as a couple thousand register and run for that race, both team and individual races.
So a bit more than what you thought would be running it.
Yeah.
So 22 years later, you're actually adding a race this year, is that right?
That is correct.
And it's called the Devil Dog Dare?
Right.
And so this one will have obstacles in it, is that right?
Yeah, okay. We're working with Anthony this year with a little Spartan kick about it.
Okay.
And so it's going to be a little more kicked up race. The first one is, I mean, it's challenging, but this one is going to be even more so. And
more challenging.
Yeah, more challenging for individuals that want a little more challenge to the race.
Right. So Anthony, tell us a little bit about your role in this.
Sure. Well, I mean, it's an honor because, like you mentioned, 22 years of this happening, and to be a part of it's a big deal.
Right.
I'm a former Marine too, so working together is a little easier. And with the rise of obstacle course racing, I mean, we're looking at almost 8 million people have completed a Spartan race, for example.
Right.
And I'm a coach of that race, and one thing that I notice is, hey, a lot of them are several hours away. So why don't we take a resource that's already been here, that's already people love, they love in our community, and let's come up with an optional division. And I was fortunate enough that they said, hey, let's give it a shot. And that's where, and we're getting a lot of, we're working together. I mean, it's a group of people, community trying to pull this together, and make it work.
Great. So, I mean, there's multiple elements. You're going through mud, you're running up a hill.
Well, actually, the mud is somewhat the last part.
Okay.
When you first start out, you run for a ways, then we take you down through a concrete culvert into the Roanoke River, and you run the Roanoke River against the current for a ways.
Oh, okay.
And now, mind you, if we've had rain and the river's up, we don't put them in there. But we do have people we stage in the river for security reasons if anybody gets in trouble.
Yeah.
We got people to watch out for them. And when they come out and run through a little small mud pit, and then they go up a big hill we call Mount Suribachi.
Okay.
If you're familiar with Mount Suribachi, that's where the Iwo Jima flag raising was.
Right, okay.
And then you come out into the eventing horse park in the back. And then you keep running all around that, and then the last part of it is you low crawl through a 75-yard long mud pit. Now that's the normal race.
Right, and then this one is you're adding obstacles in that. That is so crazy. So there's also a kid run as well. Let's mention that.
Yeah.
That's for 12 and under?
Yeah, we have it's called the Pollywog Jog, and we're gonna maybe have a few things for them to do, some few surprises. We don't want to give it away, but they run a short distance, and then they get to low crawl through the mud pit, which is 75 yards long.
That is crazy. And then you also have a team event. And then before we mentioned, we don't have very much time left, but this funds Toys for Tots.
Correct.
Right? And then also a camp. What's the camp?
It's Camp Roanoke. It's a Roanoke County Youth Camp.
So the funds that you raise help those organizations as well?
Everybody here, yeah.
So if somebody wants to sign up, how can they do that?
Just go to mudrun.com.
Easy enough. Mudrun.com. You can remember that, or you can send them over an email. Guys, thank you so much for coming in.